Very good afternoon to everyone, especially to our organizer and distinguished speakers. I am Felcy Joseph Sandy, and then my presentation today is about perception of the locals towards the image of the spa and their intention to visit in Malaysia, especially Sabah in particular. The co-author for this article is Professor Dr. Awangku Hassana Bahar Pangeran Bagul and also Mr. Muhammad Azam Fatih Abdul Halim from University Malaysia, Sabah. I have to inform you all that this research is done before the pandemic of COVID-19. Okay, for introduction, the spa industry has been one of the most successful attractions, having the potential to be a lucrative sector in the future, and is expected to make tourism industry in Malaysia as the fifth main income earner. The industry is expected to make millions of tourist arrival and provide thousands of jobs to Malaysians. The word spa, meaning solus per aqua or healing through water. The spa industry in Malaysia is still in an infancy stage, but being one of the emerging industries globally has huge setbacks which need to be given attention to. So what is this setback? Okay, the spa industry in Sabah, the setbacks is the local perception, the wrong perception about the image of the spa industry, and this is the main problem faced by the spa operators. The general perception of the public tends to think that this industry is comparable to a prostitution center, and so parents are discouraged and they don't want to send their children to work in the spa. So this has created shortages of therapists and business cannot run well. MOTEC is the Ministry of Tourism and Culture in Malaysia. So if MOTEC intends to make this industry the fifth income earner for the country, a study to change the local community's perception about the image of the spa and encourage them to work or visit the spa is of high importance. At the moment, little attention has been done in the research of the perception of the locals towards the image of the spa industry and their intention to visit in Sabah. For the methodology, is used is exploratory. So the data is triangulated and sending written interview scripts to respondents to get their approval. So my respondents are the local community category, the business operator category, the government and advocates category. For the advocates is the MSPA and MAUSPA. MSPA is the Association of Malaysian Spa, whereas MAUSPA is the Malaysian Association of Wellness and Spa. So the results of this research are analyzed using thematic clustering. So the theory I used here is theory of planned behavior by agent. It is selected to see whether image can be used as a predictor of intention. And so the push and pull factor, motivation factor model is used to investigate respondents' motivation factors to work or visit the spa. So results is, for the local community, the therapists say that at first they think that they have a negative perception about the spa, but after doing their own research from Facebook or newspaper or internet, they found that the spa is under the purview of the government. So they decided to work in the spa. And so they managed to convince their parents that the spa is a good place to work. But few respondents stated that they will not visit the spa with bad image. But there are also respondents who say that they will still visit the spa even though the spa have bad image, but they will not ask for hanky-panky services. As for the business operators, few business operators stated that there is still hanky-panky services going on in the spa. So a business operator stated that he doesn't mind that his spa has extra service activities as long as nobody informed him about it. He later stated that if there is no extra service, a spa can be closed within 3 to 4 months. So the spa operator cannot reject the clients because the clients might not return to the same spa. and they cannot scold the therapist because the therapist will resign. So most of spa operators still facing shortage of therapists. The results for the government is that the government stated that the spa industry in Sabah is still under control and they are monitoring the situation. They say that every now and then they will do spot checks and raids. And last time, spa in Malaysia can only be open in resorts and high-class hotels. But now even shopping complexes can open a spa. As for the advocates, they stated that the spa industry is still under control. At present, there are shortage of therapists among the spa operators here. They stated that the workers in the spa are usually coming from a low education background, the workers, the single mothers, and they're coming from a rural area. They also say that it is easy to recruit them, but it is difficult to maintain them. This is because these therapists workers, they come from the rural area. So when they go to the city, they are influenced by the city life. Some of the girls, most of the girls, they got pregnant and they have to resign. And some have to find other jobs. As for single parents, they resign early to take care of the children. And some also doesn't want to be transferred to outstation. And some also have bad attitude. For example, even if they go to work, they don't tell the management they don't go to work. They just simply MIA, missing in action. For the theory of planned behavior, this section is still pending because I haven't finished the research yet. It haven't completed yet. As for the push and pull motivation factors, the push factor, which is the internal motives for people to visit the spa, is because they want to go for relaxation. It is also for retreat and to beautify oneself. As for the pull factor, which is the external motives, it is the tour program which is included in the tour package and the promotion that attracts them to visit the spa. So now we come to discussions and conclusions. The spa industry is one of the emerging industries globally. In Malaysia, the government intends to make it the fifth income earner for the country. But being one of the booming industry, it faced many challenges. In Sabah, the spa industry is facing setbacks such as the negative perception of the local towards the image of the spa. Parents are reluctant to let their children to work in the spa, resulting in shortage of workers. So, as a recommendation, in order to tackle this problem, perhaps the government can organize and more awareness roadshows going to the rural area to inform the locals that the spa is all about health and healing. And also, probably, the acronym SPA can be given a different name to symbolize other positive meaning. For example, SPA can stand for soothing and peaceful ambience, or maybe stress prevention alternative. As my conclusion, the results suggest that even though there are some people in Sabah still have negative perception about the spa industry in the state, but it is slowly leaning towards a positive perception. That's all about my presentation today, and thank you for listening.